Yo, Seemlytuber back at it again with another video. And usually I don't do this that often, but I am going to be talking about a little bit of politics, political stuff. So we have a new SCOTUS that is being interviewed, and she said something interesting that I wanted to give my take on and talk about because it's very interesting in the fact that this is literally her job, and she does not want to perform or do her job but because she doesn't want to get canceled. Apparently, that's what it seems like. But Kajani Brown Jackson, the SCOTUS that's being interviewed, so she was asked, can you define what a woman is? And she blatantly says that I cannot define what a woman is in that context. And then she goes on to say that she doesn't use definitions; she uses evidence and stuff. And her job is to use evidence and stuff as a judge, and listen to cases and deliberate. So you don't use definitions when you're being a judge. Apparently, I don't know what I don't know when that started, but I'm pretty sure that most laws that are on the books use definitions of terms to differentiate between what you're actually interpreting that law as. This is a funny situation, like real funny situation that we have gotten so far off the deep end that now we have our Supreme Court justices saying that they can't even define a word that's pretty easy to define. You could look it up on Google. You could look it up on Webster. You could look it up on all these definition engines, and it says pretty much the same thing. There's alternate definitions and stuff, but none of them are different than really different than what the original definition is. Hey, I'll even look it up for you guys. Woman. What does woman mean? The definition: an adult female human being. So I don't see how it's that hard to define what a woman is. And here's the issue with this. If you can't define what a woman is, how can you interpret Roe v. Wade? How can you interpret that if you can't define what a woman is? And then you're going to try to find a roundabout way to justify not being able to. What she did, she tried to find a roundabout way saying she uses evidence, she deliberates, she listens to both sides, but you don't have the definition in front of you of what the words. You don't look up the definition of what what they're bringing to you as evidence. You don't look up what it's going to be interpreted as, what you can interpret the definition of what someone is saying, that under which laws they are bringing their case upon, because most laws you have to interpret it, use information, use what knowledge is out there, and interpret what that law is meaning in the case of whatever case you have ahead of you. And we've gotten to the point where you're so scared of the wrong side attacking you that you don't even want to define what a woman is. It's scary. We've gotten to the point where our justice system doesn't want to do that. So what's going to be next? If you can't define what a woman is, how can you interpret laws? How can you interpret like things if you're scared to define what a woman is? Or what are you going to be scared to define next when they get mad about something else? When you have another touchy subject, or are you just going to not be involved in that deliberation? And it's not about race at all with her. Like, it's about competency in your job, and it doesn't seem like she's competent in her job. Plus, you have the other things that she's pretty lenient on people that like to do like really terrible things and have really terrible things that involve children and stuff like so you jumble that together with when you can't even define what the word woman is and you don't want to touch touchy subjects, then what are you here for? Why are you being nominated? You can't even define what a word is. That's one of the simplest words to define. Honestly, because you're scared? Is it because you're scared of being like called phobic of something? Something like what is it? I don't get it. But that's I guess that's all I really got for this one. It kind of got to me. I was like, yeah, we're getting to the point where like our justice system is just gonna be so corrupt and so like fearful um to deliberate on actual like stuff that we're just it's gonna be down the drain at a certain extent. Like I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Like we've gone so far off the deep end. And some people don't even realize that they're on the side that's not the right side. That they're on the side that's off the deep end. Um, but that's all I really got for this one. I'm gonna see y'all on another one. Seemlytuber out. Peace. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all on another one. I'm outie.